What time is it?
It's time for art!
Hey kids, 2nd and 3rd grade, welcome back. What I want to do today, last week we learned about the 7 elements of art. This week we're going to take that knowledge and we're going to make a landscape. We're going to make a one-day landscape this week, inspired by my boy Claude Monet right here. And then we are going to spend 3 weeks making a cityscape. If a cityscape is a picture of a city, then a landscape is obviously a picture of the land. And nobody did it better than Claude Monet. Claude Monet is a French painter. He is known as an impressionist painter because when he paints, he's painting very fast. He and the other impressionists during the mid to late 1800s in France were painting outside for the first time. Up until then in art history, artists painted in their studio. So if they were painting a landscape, maybe they were staring out a window. But Monet and his friends, they were taking their easels and paintbrushes and paints outside for the first time in art history. What Claude Monet was interested in was getting the colors right, because when you're outside, the lighting changes. In fact, I think the lighting just changed during this video. The sun went away, it's covered in clouds. So in order to capture the right colors and the right shadows, you gotta paint really fast. And in fact, when he painted really fast, art critics thought, oh, this isn't very good. There's no details in it. It's sloppy. In fact, a critic used the term impressionism as an insult, saying that you just get the impression of a landscape because there weren't any details showing in it. In order to continue his experiments with light, Monet would paint a series of the same scene. There's a painting of haystacks that he did at different times of day. He's done water lilies at different times of day. He's painted different cathedrals and the London Parliament at different times of day. So even though he's painting the same subject matter, it's a different painting because the colors and the lighting conditions change. One thing that's very important in Claude Monet paintings is the capturing of light and color and shadow, especially if it is reflected in the water. Like, he really thinks it's important to capture mountains, trees, water lilies, the sky and the clouds reflected in the water. So what we're going to do today with our landscape is we're going to make a landscape, not with paint, but with chalk pastel, and we want it reflected in the water. That's going to allow us to make 2 beautiful landscapes in the time that it takes to do 1. We are going to be using chalk pastels, which I am going to have to sanitize after every class. I have already glued 2 pieces of construction paper together, a light version and a dark version. What you are going to do is fold those in half, open them up. We're going to do a pretty landscape with the sun setting behind some trees. Is up on the lighter version of the construction paper. I am going to color the horizon line. And I'm just going to color that red. And then I am going to draw 3 red tree trunks and add red branches to those. And I'm even going to draw and color the leaves red. You might be thinking, this is a very red picture. Every time you color with chalk pastels, you make dust. So I'm going to give you a wet paper towel that you can tap the side of your picture on, and that's going to act like a dust magnet. That will collect all the dust, so you're not blowing it on the table. One thing that I love about chalk pastels is how nice the colors blend together. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take an orange and start to draw the sun setting behind the horizon line. I'm going to draw that with orange, and then I'm going to take a light yellow or even a white, and I'm going to color the inside of that sun. Then I'm going to fill the inside of the trees with darker shadows. Maybe instead of black, I will use purple. If you've ever drawn with chalk on the sidewalk before, the only thing that cleans it up is rain, water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around and spray everyone's chalk picture After I spray it, I'm going to give you a penny, and I want that penny back. You are going to fold your paper back up. You're going to take the penny, and I want you to scratch side to side, left to right, over the entire surface of the folded paper. If you've done this right, if you've pressed down hard, if the water was wet enough, ta-da, you will get a reflection of the trees in the water below. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it works not as well. There are varying degrees of success, but one thing is certain, these never look like bad pictures. And here's another one. We got light pink on top, dark pink on the bottom. I'm going to draw another landscape. Don't draw anything on the darker picture, on the darker paper. I'm going to grab green and color in the grass on the top half of the piece of paper. Next, I'm going to get the brown and draw a tree and tap it off. I'm going to get the green and color in the leaves of the tree. I do like to go in and add a darker version of a color, or a darker hue of a color, or a lighter tint of a color, just to give it the illusion of shadows. Next, I'm going to take my brown and draw a fence. The chalkier, the more chalk dust and chalk that you have on your picture, the better it will reflect in the water below. Here's a little broken part of my fence. Next, I'm going to add a cloud. I'm going to color it white. I think an all white cloud is very cartoonish, so I'm going to go in and scrabble some purple or some dark blue underneath that, or on the bottom half of that white cloud. And now that's too dark, oh no. So I'm gonna color white on top of that. So it's like a white, purple, white sandwich. And then I'm gonna add the sun. And then I'm gonna spray everyone's picture, just like that. You are going to fold your paper back up. You're going to take the penny, and I want you to scratch side to side, left to right. Ta-da, you will get a reflection of the trees. As far as today's pro tip goes, this is like the third step in drawing my plans for the mural this year. Step one, I did like a non-photo blue pencil because when I make a copy of this, I don't want it to show up. Last week, I tightened it up. I added a few more details with the pencil. The pencil's great. If I mess up, I can erase it. I cannot erase this ink pen. This pen is what I'm using today to add details where I want people's eyes to look, details that will become the lines that I will project on the wall pending approval of this mural design. See you next time. Bonus points! We tried to make a picture in the style of Claude Monet. We used chalk pastels, and he was a painter. What I want you to do, what we didn't do is talk about what year he was born and what year he died.
Okay.
This is Mr. Penn's room.
Okay.
Oh. What we didn't do is talk about what year he was born and what year he died. Give me those two dates, and if you really want to, figure out how old he was when he died. Okay, talk to you next time. Bye.